Hey guys, welcome back to Homework Help for Year 6 Term 1 Week 3. On page 6 we're doing patterns. So the first one is, let's have a look here. What's happening in question 1 is that it's going up, and it's going up pretty fast from 9 to 36 and then 108 and 200 and so on. So let's see if we can use multiplication. So let's bring this down to 3. Okay. So 9 to 36 we will times it by 4. 36 to 108 will be times it by 3. 108 to 200 is times it by 2, and obviously you times it by 1. So the answer is 216 times 1 is 216. Let's look at question 2. Now this one, if I circle every second number, I will see that it's going up by 1. 17, 18, 19, 20, and obviously the next number here would be 21. But what's the middle number that's missing here? This one, you can see that it is 21, 28, 35. It's going up by 7. So if you add 7, you'll get the next number. Alright, so 35 plus 7, you can work that out. I'll leave that to you. Next one is, we got 1/8. It looks like it's doubling. Okay, the answer's there. I shouldn't have left it there, but anyway. So if you double that one, if you double 1/8, you get 1/4. If you double 1/4, so imagine here, I'm going to divide, here's this circle, okay? I'm going to cut this circle into 8 pieces. So here is 1/8. Okay, if I double it, I'm going to get 1/4. And you can see here's the 1/4. If I cut this in pieces like this, you can see that's 1/4, right? And if I double it again, if I double 1/4, so if I get that 2 pieces, I'll get a half. You can see it's a half, right? If I double a half, I'll get 1. So I'll get 1, then I'll double 1, I get 2. So it's just doubling. So the middle one should be a half. Question 4. So this one to this one, it looks like it's going down. So how about if we divide it by 2 to get to 1? And then from 1 to get to 1/3 is we divide it by 3. Because 1 divided by 3 would give you 1/3 as a fraction. And then 1/3 divided, to get to 1/12 we'll divide it by 4. So let's have a look. 1/3 you divide it by 4. And 4 is a whole number, so let's make it into a fraction by putting it over 1. So 1/3 divided by 4, which means we times it by 1/4. We flip this second fraction from 4/1 to 1/4, and then change the divide to times. So 1/3 divided by 4 would give you 1/12, and you can see that's 1/12 there. So next one, obviously we divide it by 5. So 1/12 divided by 5 over 1, meaning 1/12 times it by 1/5, and that gives you 1/60. So the answer should be 1/60. Okay, just gonna rub this out. Okay. Next one, so that one, question 4 is 1/60. Question 5, the top number is doing different things to the bottom number. So the top number, 3, 5, 9. Now what's happening here? It looks like it's adding. So we can say this is add 2. From 3 to 5 we're going to add 2. From 5 to 9 we're going to add 4. And then we're going to add something else, and then we're going to add something else. So 2, 4, the next one could be 6 or could be 8. So the pattern could be +2 and then +4 and then +6 and then +8. Look, could be that, or it could be +2, +4 and then +8 and then +16. In this one, it's doubling, times it by 2, times it by 2, times it by 2. Whereas this one is just adding 2. Okay, so it could be either pattern. So you have to kind of guess. So if we were to add 2, would it reach 33 on this one? So we have to figure it out. Okay, so if you add 2, it'll be +2. Whoops. It'll be +2, +4, +6, +8. Okay, so let's see if that works. If you +6, so 9 plus 6 will give you 15, and then you +8 with the next one. Okay, so +6 +8. So if you +8 to 15, you're gonna get 23, not 33. So it can't be that one. So it can't be this one here. So it's most likely gonna be this one. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so +2, +4, next one, let's +8. We're going to double each time. 9 plus 8 will give you 17, and then the next one will be +16, because after 8 you're going to get 16. You're going to double it, so 2, 4, 8, 16. So add 16, yes, you get 33. So that means the top number must be adding 2, 4, 8, 16. Now let's look at the bottom number. We're gonna, let me see, I might be doubling here. So times it by 2, times it by 2, times it by 2 will give me 16. 8 times 2 is 16, and if I double that I get 32, which makes sense. So the answer should be 17 on 16. Next one, let me see. This one will be times it by 4, times it by 3. So next one should be times it by 2. And then the bottom one is, what's happening here? Okay. This number 8 could be 2 cubed. 27 is 3 cubed. 64 is 4 cubed. So the next number must be 5 cubed. What does 5 cubed mean? It means 5 times 5 times 5. And that will give you the answer for that one. And the top one will be 24 times 2 will give you that one. Question 7. We got a half. Okay. What do we do here? 1 on 6. How about we make everything over 6? So a half, I'll just change it as, I'll put it as, so a half to turn to 6, so times it by 3, times it by 3, so it'll be 3 over 6. Next one, we don't know what the next one is. Now we got 5 over 6. And 1 could be written as 6 over 6. And then 1 and 1/6 could be written as improper fraction, and that'll be 7 over 6. So you can see 3, this must be a 4 on 6 then, isn't it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the bottom is just all 6s. So this number must be 4 over 6. There you go. Alright, next one, here's a pattern. So it repeats, so 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. And then it repeats again. That's one pattern. Oh, hold on, sorry. No. It goes like that and then it goes back to 1. That is the whole pattern. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. Wait, hold on. How many 3s do you have now? 1, 2, 2, 2. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it now. Alright, here's what's happening. So there's 1 of 1, 2 of 2, 3 of 3. Okay. Now, the next one is 2 lots of 1, 3 lots of 2, and 4 lots of 3. Okay. And then, so now the next one will be 3 lots of 1, so this should be a 1. Okay. So that's the pattern. So 3 lots of 1, it will be 4 lots of 2, so 2, 2, 2, 2, and 5 lots of 3, so 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, that'll be the pattern. So the next number should be a 1 there. Now this one is a repeating pattern, so it goes 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, and then it goes back to 1. So that's the first pattern there. Okay, so now the second one is just the same thing, goes up to there and it repeats again. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's right. Then it goes, yeah, so this will be a repeat. So 1, 2, 2, the next number has to be a 3. Next one is you have 1, 5, 1. Okay, so it's just every second number is a 1. Okay. And it goes 5, 4, and then every second number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And obviously this number here should be a 1 because it's following the first one. 1, 1, 1, 1. That should be a 1. Okay. Now the next one says find the sum of these. And okay, they put a 0 here to confuse us. That's why I crossed it out. I'm like, trying to confuse me. That's gone. All you need to know is 3 plus 6 plus 9 all the way to 30. Now how many numbers are there? So we got the 4 steps. Step 1 is find how many numbers there are. Well, from 3 to 30, there are 30 multiples of, there's 10 multiples of 3. So 30 divided by 3, there's 10 multiples of 3 between 3 and 30. So there should be 10 numbers. Okay, question 2. Oh, sorry, no, step 2. Step 2 is we halve the first one. So 10, we halve it, we divide it by 2, we get 5. Now step 3, add the first and last. 3 plus 27. So 3 plus 27. Oh, sorry, not 27. 30. 3 plus 30 equals to 33. And step 4 would be multiply the results from step 2 and step 3. So that means you multiply 5 times 33 and you will get the answer. Alright, next page. Alright, next one is you have 5 plus 5 plus 5. Okay, and then, so it's just a bunch of numbers adding together. And as you can see, there are 5 lots of 5. There's 4 lots of 4. It's going to be 3 lots of 3. So 5 lots of 5 plus with 4 lots of 4 plus with 3 lots of 3. That's basically saying 5 squared plus with 4 squared plus 3 squared plus 2 squared plus 1 squared. 5 squared is 25, 4 squared is 16, 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, and 1 squared is 1. Add them all together, you get the answer. So you work that out. Now this one's a bit tricky. It says we know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus up to 6, it'll give us 21. So let me just circle that for now. It says use this to find, okay, let's have a look here. You got 21, 22, 23, 24, oh, oops. Okay, so up to, let's go up to here, 36. We want to get up to 6 because this is up to 6, from 1 to 6, okay? So you got 3 lots of 20, so this is 3 lots of 20, that's 60. And 3 lots of 30, that's 90. 60 plus 90 makes 150. Okay, and you got 3 lots of 40s is 120. 3 lots of 50 is 150. Okay, so we're gonna add all these numbers together. Let's add all the 10s first, and then we'll deal with the 1s later. Okay, so you got 60 plus 90, that's 150. 150 plus 150 is 300. 300 plus 120, that makes 420. So all the 10s add up to 420. Now let's look at all the 1s. We've done the 10s. Let's look at the 1s. Here you go. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. We know that from 1 to 6 will give you 21. So all of these will give you 21. And you're going to have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. So you have 21 again. So you're going to add 21 and 21. So altogether will be 462. Okay, there's your answer. Okay, these ones, I forgot to rub out the answers. I'll just leave it there for you. We bought, says we bought 4.02 meters of timber, but only needed a third of it. How much remains? So a third of it, so 4.02, let's divide it by 3. Let's find out what 1/3 of it is. So this 4 divided by 3 is 1, 1 times 3 is 3, subtract, you get remainder 1. Bring down to 0. 10 divided by 3 will give you a 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, you get a remainder of 1. Bring down the next number 2. And 12 divided by 3 would give you a 4. Decimal place would be there. So therefore, 1/3 will be this much. Now you've got 4. Let me just write it here. 4.02 meters of timber. You're gonna use 1/3 of it. So minus 1.34. How much remains? So you have, if you subtract those, you will get the answer as 2.68 meters remains, because it says how much remained. Okay. Question 2. My car travels 8 kilometers in 10 minutes. How long would it take to travel 56 kilometers? So that's just a simple calculation here. In 10 minutes, you're going to travel 8 kilometers. Now, if you travel 56 kilometers, how many minutes did you travel? So from 8 to 56, we times it by 7, which means we time this one by 7 and you get 70 minutes. There. How many multiples of 11 are there between 200 and 500? 200 and 500. Let me think. How many multiples are there between 200 and 500? So let me see, 200, let me see, 11 times what will give me a bit more than 200. It can't be 10. How about 20? 11 times 20. So that's 20, 20, that's 220. So it can't be that. So take away 11. You get 100, so 209. Okay, so it starts on 209 and it goes all the way up. So how many multiples are there? Okay. Okay, let me just rub this out for once. Okay. Now, how many multiples? So what we're going to do is from 200 to 500, there's 300 numbers. 300 numbers. So now let's divide that by 11 to see how many 11s will fit into the 300 numbers. Okay, so 30 divided by 11 would be 2. 2 times 11 is 22. Subtract, and you will get 8. 80 divided by 11 will be 7. So there should be 27 numbers. Now, remainder of, so it will be 77, remainder of 2, remainder 2. So we just choose 27. We can't have you know, 2 11s. So if you do 300 divided by 11, you're gonna get 27 and 2 over 11. So you're gonna get 27 whole multiples. We don't care about the 2 11s. So the answer should be 27. Next one, question 4. We had to go 30 kilometers through the city and then 30 kilometers through the country. Through the city, we average 40 kilometers an hour, and through the country, we average 60 kilometers an hour. On average, our average speed for the entire journey was what? Okay, so this question is very tricky. It requires you to understand speed and distance and time and all that stuff. Okay, so let me see if I can explain this in a way that's most convenient. Alright, so let me just, maybe if I can get rid of these. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this stuff here. Pull this. Alright. Back to number 3. Okay. So, first I'm going to put city, then I'm going to put country. To find the average speed, we know that we need the total distance. Divide by the total time. Because remember the triangle? Distance over speed times time. If you want to find the speed, you cover up the speed, the S for the speed, and you say, hey look, it's distance divided by time. So we're going to do distance. So to find the average speed, you're going to divide the total distance divided by the time. Okay. So what's the total distance? Well, it says the city is 30 kilometers. And the country is also 30 meters, so that means the total distance is 60 kilometers. Now we got to find a time. How long did it take to go through the city, and how long did it take to go through the country? So for the city, the distance was 30 kilometers, and so the distance is equal to that distance, and the speed that we were traveling at was 40 kilometers an hour. Okay, for the country, the distance is also 30 kilometers, but our speed was 60 kilometers an hour. Alright, so let's work out the time. How long did it take us to complete the journey in the city? So if you, now remember, to find the time, again we're going to use a triangle. So here's a triangle, distance over speed times time. If you want to find the time, you cover up the T for time, and you get distance divided by speed. So you're going to do 30 divided by, so the time for the city is equal to distance, which is 30, divided by speed, which is 40. And let's simplify that. You're going to get 3/4 of an hour. Okay, now the next one for the country. Okay, so that's for the city. Now for the country. Okay, so to find the time taken to travel in the country, we know that the distance was 30, so we take 30, we divide it by the speed, which is 60. So 30 and 60, we divide it, we get time. So 30 over 60, let's just cross out the 0, so that's 3 over 6, which can simplify to a half. It took us half an hour. Okay? So the total time would be the half an hour plus the 3/4 hour to get a total time. You're gonna add those two together and you're gonna put it down here. Okay, so let's work that out. 3/4 plus a half. Let me just rub this stuff out here. Okay, so we got 3/4 of an hour plus a half an hour. So let's see what we get here. So that's gonna be 3 over 4. We can keep the first fraction and plus with 2 over 4. Let's change a half into 2/4. So they both have the same denominator. So now we have 5 over 4. 5 over 4 of an hour. So just leave it as 5 on 4 here. So to find the average speed, okay, I'm gonna rub all this out. To find the average speed, we're going to take the total distance divided by the time. Total distance is 60, the time was 5 over 4. Okay, so let's work on that. So 60 divided by 5 over 4. Okay, because that's what a fraction is. So you do 60 over 5 over 4, and that just means 60 divided by 5 over 4. Now 60 is a whole number, so we put over 1. And now we just do division of fractions. So 60 over 1, we times it by 4 over 5. We flip this one upside down and change this one to a times to do division. Now 60 and the 5 can be simplified, can divide both by 5. This will be a 1, this will be a 12. So I have 12 times 12 over 1 times 4 over 1. And that gives us 48 over 1, which is 48 kilometers an hour. That's the average speed. There's the answer there. Alright, now let's just go through the next page. Alright, to complete the sequence, the most likely number would be what? Okay, so to find the pattern, what we're going to do is make, let me see, let's look at the top number. 2, 4, 8, 16. It looks like we're doubling, right? We double that to get to the 4, double 4 to get to the 8, double 8 to get 16. So next number we double it and we're going to get, what? We're going to get 32. Now let's look at the bottom number. It looks like I'm add 4. I'm going to add 4, I'm going to add 4. So just keep adding 4. So if you add 18 with 4, you're going to get 22. Now we can, if you look at it, if you look at the answers, there's no 32 on 20, right? 32 on 22, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to simplify this. And you're going to get 16 on 11, and you can see the answer is 6 on 11 there. Next one says simplify. You got, okay, so we got 3 lots of that. They're all the same. Okay, so we can say, oh well, that's the same as 3 times 4 squared, and the bottom one is just 3 times 4. Okay, we can simplify this fraction. We can divide top and bottom by 3. We get just 4 squared. 4 squared just means 4 times 4, and the bottom one just means 4. We can simplify this fraction again and divide top and bottom by 4, and we get the answer as 4. Alright, now the grid shows a town, shows a street of a town. Each block measures 250 by 150 meters. Warren and Yuri start at A. Warren and Yuri start at A, travel to C and return to A. Warren goes straight to B, then to C. So Warren goes straight to B, then to C. He returns the same way. Yuri follows the path shown by the heavy line to C and returns the same way. Who traveled the greater distance and by how many meters? Well, if you think about it, right? Warren, let me see. Warren goes this one. Whoops. Just zoom in for a little bit. Warren goes all the way here and all the way there. So how much blocks did he travel? He went, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He went 8 blocks to the across, and how many blocks up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He went 6 blocks up. Now let's look at Yuri. Let's see how much he goes up first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He goes. So Warren goes 8 blocks to the right and 6 blocks up. Okay, Yuri Yuri went 6 blocks up, we just count that out. Now let's see how much he goes to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He also goes 8 blocks across. So that means they travel the same distance, right? And even if they travel back, it will be the same distance anyway. So that means they both travel the same distance for this one. Because the question says, who travel the greater distance? Well, none of them. They travel the same distance. Next one says, a tank is made up in the shape of a rectangular prism. So here's the tank. Measuring 12 by 16 by 10. Whoops. Okay. It is full of water. A small rectangular prism measuring, so another piece of rectangular prism. Okay, measuring 2 by 3 by 4 is dropped into the tank. How much water overflows? So the amount of water that will overflow, it depends on the volume of this thing. If the water at the moment is filled to the brim, right? Anything you put in will overflow that amount. If you put in, let's say, a big block, then a lot of water will come out. If it's a small block, then a small amount will come out. If you put in, so we have to find the volume of this small block. So it'll be 2 times 3 times 4. 2 times 6, 6 times 4 is 24 mil. This will be in centimeters square, cube. Okay. So the volume of that small block will be 2 times 3 times 4, which is 24 centimeters cube, which equals to 24 milliliters. So that means that 24 milliliters will pour out of the thing. But in here it says there's no milliliters. The answer only has centimeters cubed, so just choose that one. All right. Next, let me just check something. Okay, cool. Okay, there are trees are planted at the start of a road and placed 5 meters apart. Okay, 5 meters apart, and the road is 20 meters. 20 meters. Now 5 meters apart. What's 20 divided by 5? There's going to be 4. 4 what? 4 gaps. When you do this kind of thing, you're going to get 4 gaps. So if you have 4 gaps, how many? Let me see. Four gaps. Okay. This is 5 meters. This is 5 meters. 5 meters and 5 meters. All right. How many trees do you need? How many trees? Well, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, the number of trees is always one more than the gap in a straight line. So if there's a 4 gaps, there should be 5 trees. The answer is B. I'm glad that one had only one question. That was quick. Alright, next one. A shuttle goes from point A to B and back again in 4 seconds. Okay, so the shuttle, one trip takes 4 seconds. Oh. So one trip is 4 seconds. How many complete trips will it make in 8 minutes? Okay, so you take 8 minutes. If you have 8 minutes, how many trips? So you just do 8 minutes divided by 4 seconds. Now it's very hard to divide like this, so we just change them both into seconds. 8 minutes, so 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So 8 minutes is equal to 8 times 60. 8 times 6 is 6 8s are 48, so it'll be 480 seconds. Now you take that divided by the 4 seconds is how many complete trips. This is one complete trip. Okay, we want to see how many complete trips, so you take that divided by that, you get 120. Question 10. I walk 2 kilometers in the direction of southeast. So here's your north. So never eat soggy wheat. So first you travel in the direction of southeast, that's this way. You travel 2 kilometers, okay? And then you travel in the direction of southwest. Southwest is in this kind of direction. So you're here, you travel this, so you travel here. This is also 2 kilometers. And you can have a, so this is now an isosceles triangle, okay? So that means, what direction must I walk to return to the point? So you want to go back to where you started. This is where you started, and this is where you are right now. So to go back, you must go up that way. So that means north is the answer. Alright, next one is lemons are sold at a rate of 35 for 4. So 35 lemons, sorry, not melons, is gonna cost you $4.50. $4.50. How many can be purchased for $27? Well, $27, let's see. Let's see how much more $27 is compared to $4.50. What if we double $4.50? We times it by 2, we get $9, right? From 9 to 27 is you're going to times it by 3, isn't it? There's going to be 3 lots of 9. But each 9 is double of this, so how do we get to there? 2 times 3, that'll give you 6. That means to go from 450 to 27, you must multiply by 6. Which means you must multiply 35 by 6 and you will get 210. Okay. Next one is one pair of parallel lines meet another pair of parallel lines. Which of the following figure could not be formed by these lines? So if you have 2 parallel lines meet together, what can you not form? So let's imagine if the 2 parallel lines meet like this. So here's a pair of parallel lines and another pair of parallel lines. We can make a square with this. So that's not the answer. It says which could not be made from this formation. How about parallelogram? Well, parallelogram could be this parallel line, and it could be this parallel line. I could make a parallelogram with this kind of thing when 2 parallel lines meet, so it can't be parallelogram either. It can't be a square. Can I make a kite with that kind of thing? Well, a kite looks like this. Okay, none of this side is not parallel to this side, and this side is not parallel to this side. So nothing is parallel here. So we can't make a kite with the parallel lines. So it has to be this one. The answer is C. Next one, it takes 7 men. So 7 men, 4 days. So you have men's and days. 7 men, 4 days. How many would it take for 4 men? So if you have 4 men, how many days would it take to paint the house? So let's go to 1 first. So let's go from 7 to 1. We divide it by 7. That means we times 7 to this side. That'll be 28 days. One person by himself will have to do the works 7 times longer than 7 people, right? So it's going to take, instead of taking 4 days, it's going to take 28 days. And then from 1 to 4, we times it by 4 here, and then we divide it by 4 here. 28 divided by 4 would be 7. So that means for 4 men, sorry, I'm getting confused, it will take you 7 days. Okay, we've done a bunch of these before. At a restaurant offers on its menu 3 entrees, 2 mains, and 2 desserts. How many ways can a person order a 3-course meal? So you have 3 entrees. So this is entree, main, and dessert. How many ways can we do entrees? 3. How many ways can we do main? 4. And how many ways can we do dessert? 2. So what's all the combination? Just times it together and you get the answer, which is 24. And there's your answer. Okay. Alright. If you want me to explain any of these ones in class, I can explain it in more detail. But we've done a bunch of these before, so I'm just going to do it quickly here. Okay, hope that helps.